He is accused of failing to help students inside a high school as a shooter went on a deadly rampage. But today, a jury found him not guilty. Good evening. I'm Jennifer Lee.
I'm Keith. Kate, thank you for joining us. Today's verdict marked the end of a 4-year process for Scot Peterson. He broke down as he listened to a Florida jury acquit him on all 11 counts. Prosecutors arguing that Peterson, seen in this video, should be held accountable for staying back more than 45 minutes as students and staff at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School were being gunned down by Nicholas Cruz, who is now serving life in prison without parole.
News Channel 8's Justin Schecker has more on the story, explaining how everyone is not happy as Peterson is.
This verdict doesn't bring Alex back to me.
But it won't stop Max Schachter's mission of making schools safer since the gunman murdered his son, 13 classmates, and 3 staff members at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School on Valentine's Day 2018.
It hurts that you know the murderer got the gift of life that he didn't deserve, that Scot Peterson got off and is not being held accountable for his inaction and his failure.
Alex Schachter's father was not in the Broward County courtroom for the verdict in Deputy Scot Peterson's trial.
The defendant is not guilty.
Instead, he's in Indiana for the School Resource Officer National Convention. Just like his presentation earlier this month at the Hernando County School Safety Summit, he spoke with Indianapolis police about the failures leading up to the Parkland shooting and during the law enforcement response.
This definitely shined a bright spotlight on how important it is that school resource officers are carefully selected and specially trained.
For the former Parkland school resource officer,
we've got our life back after 4.5 years.
The verdict is vindication.
Don't anybody ever forget this was a massacre on February 14th. The only person to blame was that monster.
Polk County Sheriff Grady Judge serves on the state's MSD High School Safety Commission.
I have intimate knowledge of that entire event.
The sheriff says Peterson is a coward who should have been convicted for his inaction during the school shooting.
And Scot Peterson had the nerve to say, after the trial today, I've got my life back after 4.5 years. The children don't have their life back, and that's a shame.
And had the jury found Scot Peterson guilty, his sentence could have been nearly 100 years in prison. He could have lost his $104,000 annual pension. Live in Tampa, I'm Justin Schecker, 8 on your side.